It's on!
Hello, everyone. I continue to not be Doobie Mosley, as he and the other Mosleys are on the Disney Wish. But I'm here to help steer this ship with the help of Mike Celestino, VP of West Coast Theme Parks.
If you think my hair looks crazy now, just imagine if I were to take off this hat.
Take it off. Take it off.
I like the Muppet look. I know Doobie is not a fan, but also here, Jeremiah Good, VP of East Coast Theme Parks.
What up?
So we're going to do things a little differently today. We're going to bounce around the coast and then talk about some international parks and some Disney Cruise Line news. So the first thing, there was a lot of big news from the parks over the past week. But we're going to start with the newer before the larger. So Jeremiah, Flower and Garden, starting this week.
Yay!
And there's going to be new topiaries.
Yes. I know that, I tried to keep up on everything, and I knew that we had Tiana, but I didn't know that we were getting the whole family from Encanto. So when those photos popped up earlier, I'm very excited. I'm a little scared about what's his name in the front, because he looks more like one of the trolls from
Yeah,
Maelstrom.
I could see that from Frozen.
Yeah. We do know that the family will be the entrance topiary display, so that's a big change. I don't remember it ever not being Mickey and Minnie or part of the Fab Five, so that'll be exciting to see. And then, of course, we have Princess Tiana making her debut over in the American Adventure, and she looks amazing.
Yeah, a lot of these topiaries look cool. I like that this one's basically like, yeah, we're just going to, make her green, just do a figure, but then have the whole dress be made out of the floral part.
She's kind of like a giant chia pet.
Yeah, that works.
But yes, Wednesday morning, this kicks off. We'll have lots of photos and updates, and then later in the afternoon we'll be having a walk and talk through the park. Hopefully I don't pass out from heat exhaustion, as it's supposed to get like 100 degrees that day.
Of course. I believe we're going to be doing that at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. East Coast time. While we're talking Flower and Garden, actually before I get to that, let me just say hi. We got lots of comments. Thank you for commenting. Alexander says, hello, Skunkman's here. Yes, we will get to the Turning Red character when we get to the foreign parks. Brian Tall also commenting on, you could tell who scheduled the thing, because, of course, Tony wanted to make sure that May was the featured image for today. Geo is here. Nicely said. I don't know what either one of us said, but apparently it was good. Tiana, such a great Disney princess. Agreed. And she's getting like a lot of run these days. So it's good to see. I know the movie didn't do gangbusters in theaters, but anyway, back to Flower and Garden. In addition, one little line that they mentioned is that there's going to be another new beacon, as you'd expect.
I enjoyed seeing this article pop up. I was like, wait, when did they announce any? Oh, it's just, hey, there's going to be a new one, which I always appreciate these new shows. The one for Fest of the Arts with Journey into Imagination and Rainbow Connection, because they played them back to back, was amazing. I cannot wait to see what this one is. I feel like it's going to be April Showers from Bambi, and I know nothing, but I just feel like that could be such a beautiful display on Spaceship Earth. But we'll find out Wednesday evening.
Yeah, they might tease something before that. Here they just said it's going to be new show. Yeah. But we're going to head over to the West Coast now, because magic eventually happened. Mike, can you tell us the whole saga about this?
Yeah, well, we knew this past Friday, which was February 24th, was the announced return date of Magic Happens Parade, which ran for, what was it, a grand total of like 3 weeks last time in 2020 when it first opened. I enjoyed that parade quite a bit. I think I saw it thrice, which is a word I like to throw in every once in a while. And
a decent band.
I was sad when it went away and hadn't come back for several years, and now we've got it back. But I did make a reservation to get there on Friday. I did get there on Friday. I was ready. I was wandering around, taking photos of other stuff, waiting, because nobody was lining up for this parade because it was raining all day. Nobody was, claiming their spots along the parade route. Nobody was sitting down on the curb on Main Street, USA. And then the time came around. It was like, I think the parade was scheduled for 3:30 in the afternoon, and it came to be about 3 o'clock. And I went and looked at the app again, and under Magic Happens, it said no performances currently scheduled for today. And earlier in the day, it had said the show times there. And then I got confirmation from our Disneyland contacts that indeed both performances of the parade were canceled that day. So I left hat in hand and have not been back since. But I do have a reservation for tomorrow. So I didn't get to see the parade when it did eventually happen yesterday, which was Sunday. But I'll be there tomorrow. I'll get video. Hopefully it won't rain. That's the end of my part in this story.
If it's going to be at 3:30, it's going to cut it close because the rain is supposed to happen in the evening or in the morning, and then there's a break, and then it comes back in the evening. So it's a roll.
Welcome to the Florida life, Mike.
But one thing that I thought was interesting, OC Register published that more than half of the nearly 100 Magic Happens performers are back in this version 3 years later. So that's kind of surprising to me that many people are still there and available for this parade. So I think that's pretty cool.
When I first saw that headline, I thought it meant that there were slightly more than half of the total amount of performers in this iteration of the parade, which is not what it means. Apparently they mean like, okay, the people who are in that parade, more than half of them are actually returning, and then the rest are filled by newly hired performers. Is that right?
That's my understanding. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, we will eventually. You can watch the old version. And one thing you already know that they apparently changed the musical cue, took Zippity Doo Dah out. So something to look out for when you watch it this time, as if you had something to compare it to previously.
I will listen out for it.
Yes, please do. So yeah, hopefully you'll get to see that tomorrow. I think we probably have a walk and talk scheduled tomorrow at some point. I'll look and tell people what time that is.
Okay.
Let's see here. 28th. Well, Magic Happens. Oh, it just has Magic Happens. We don't have a walk and talk scheduled. So never mind.
Is it 3:30 again?
That's what time he has written down. Yes.
Okay.
So I guess we will go over to Epcot again, Jeremiah, because we have more after hours events.
Yeah, the after hours have been at Magic Kingdom. I believe there's an after hours actually tonight. I looked at the prices for it, and tonight for the after hours, and those of you who are not familiar about after hours, it is 3 hours after the park closes, very limited attendance. You get Cokes and ice cream all night long. I'm sorry, Coke products and ice cream all night long. And I was lucky enough to go to the first one, which was amazing because I want to say that the number that they actually told us at one point was 3,000 people were going to be in the park. And nobody bought the tickets for the first one. And out of the 3,000, there was about, I think somebody said 1,500 people in the entire Magic Kingdom. Amazing. And though this continued, and then just before the pandemic shut us down, that's when they decided to start adopting the Disneyland version of, hey, we're going to do after hours, but we're going to have reasons behind it. We had the Villains Night, and I think that they had some other ones planned. We did one Villains Night or two Villains Nights, and then, of course, the world shut down. So now they're just bringing back the basic after hours, which is 3 hours after the park closes, only guests who purchase tickets. And as I was saying, the tickets for tonight per person were $159 for the Magic Kingdom. It's a great opportunity if you have very limited amount of time, or if you just want to marathon Snow White, the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Magic Kingdom, I felt that it was a good one. I know Doobie and Rebecca did Animal Kingdom. They really enjoyed it. Disney's Hollywood Studios and Epcot, I kind of feel the after hours for those. There's limited attractions there that are open.
I'm going to take issue with that because I actually think we were talking about this. Epcot's kind of stacked these days. You got Ratatouille, Guardians, and Frozen Ever After. So those are three heavy hitters. And yeah, this is the first time they're going to be doing it at Epcot. So they announced more dates for Hollywood Studios, and this is the first time they're going to be doing Epcot ones. So that's, I think, let me look at when those start. But yeah, you mentioned that it's a 3-hour party, but you get in before that.
Like you get in, you can come in, enjoy attractions, enjoy the shows, because not all the attractions are open in the other parks. I believe in Epcot, I know they'll have the big e-ticket attractions. I don't think you'll be able to see, Finding Nemo. I'm sorry, The Seas with Nemo and Friends, or some of those. But yeah, thinking about it, you are right. In my mindset, I'm still pre-pandemic, where we don't have Remy, Guardians, and Frozen Ever After, plus Test Track and Mission Space. Those ones that, for 3 hours, you can do all of those, where on a normal day, you'd be lucky to do 3 of those and walk around the park.
We'll just wait until you can also walk through the Journey of Water by Moana. That's going to be worth your after hours money.
Inspired by Moana.
Yeah. Okay. Back over at the Disneyland Resort, we got a tease for something I know you guys had talked about when they put out that casting announcement, kind of speculating about what this new show coming to the Hyperion could be. And now we have an answer, do we not, Mike Celestino?
We do. They put out on, I believe this is on the Disney Parks TikTok account, they put out a little teaser video confirming that Rogers, the musical, is indeed headed to the Hyperion Theater for a limited time this summer. I do have a bone to pick with this little promo video.
Please
as
pick.
As the co-host of a Marvel podcast, I thought maybe you could address this, Kyle.
Yes.
So this is clearly meant to be evocative of like the 1930s era, the way this woman is dressed, the style of music. It's got a very film noirish feel to this, and she's going to see Rogers the Musical, which is about the Avengers. I don't get it. The Avengers would not have existed in that era.
Well, those aren't the issues I have with it. One of them I think I just solved myself is because this is obviously Peggy Carter, and she's in the show, but this could be the real Peggy Carter going to see that, kind of like Hawkeye went to go see the thing where he's a character in it. She could be going to see the thing that she's not a part of, which that doesn't really make sense time-wise.
Well, my complaint stands.
Okay. I'm upset because there's no way they're giving everyone playbills, and I want a playbill.
So I've already talked to friends, and I'm like, are we getting playbills? And nobody knows any of the answers yet. If they did playbills and posters,
oh my God, APs would kill each other. Magic keys would kill each other.
Yeah, like there is nothing about that I would not buy. Give me a playbill, give me a tour book, even if it is all just made up with 3 pictures, I would still buy it.
Also, how did she get the playbill before she went in the theater?
Great. Let's watch this so we can dissect it a little bit more in case people did. I'm impressed that she was able to keep striding and not break when the lights just suddenly flash on in front
My
of her.
biggest beef is they couldn't have fixed the R. I know it hasn't been working that well in the past 3 years, but they couldn't have fixed the marquee for it first.
So many questions. I also think it's interesting they make a point to say that this is a short 1-act musical. So I don't know what that means. I have to imagine, based on the casting notice saying that there's they're working with someone else to put this on, it's not just going to be Save the City. There has to be other story there.
It's got to be longer than
a half hour.
It has to be longer than what we saw in the show and what we saw at D23 Expo. It has to be.
One of my friends just sent me a message who is watching this. They have updated the listing on the casting, including the names of the characters. So I don't think we've looked into that yet.
Let me pull that up.
Yeah, I'm looking for the link.
And we could see if our assumptions were correct about that, because one of the things we were like, okay, a British accent, Peggy Carter.
Yes.
Yes. Let me take a look at that while we do. Anything else you guys want to vamp about while I look at this up?
I'm very excited just to get back in there. I wish that they would have taken the time to change it up. Oh, okay. So, performers playing roles, the Starkettes, 3 female identifying roles, 20s to 50s, vocal range, all styles proficient with harmonization and the ability to sing in many styles.
Now, so let me pull that up.
Peggy Carter, young Steve. Ooh, Nick Fury.
Very
then
cool.
We have Steve Rogers, singer and choir. So we're not getting the full Avengers.
Well, they don't. The other ones don't need to sing.
Yeah,
because they just have to. That's your cue. There's no better shot than you.
But are we going to get the Hulk? Sorry.
Smash. So yes, here, as you were saying, Starkettes, Peggy Carter, which is the one that has the British accent, believe it or not. So yeah, I think it's interesting they have young Steve and then Steve Rogers, because they're basically the same age, but I guess it's more just like the build. I thought maybe they would just like put a suit on him, on the same actor. It's kind of what I assumed.
Do we have somebody on our news desk that is writing this up as we speak?
Well, I'm talking to you, so no. So anyway, yeah, that's interesting. I will attempt to share that, except that there's not a good way to like share share. Look at that. I'm going to take off my screen share. Well, no, I mean, like, I don't know if this will share a link to the exact post, because when you're searching the site, it just shows the URL as the main one. Anyway, let's go back to the East Coast for a moment as I work through all these issues. Actually, look at the comments. A limited run, so a couple of years. Well, it's like an HBO thing. It's a limited series until it's a hit, and then it gets a second and third season. Broken Jeremiah rode Runaway Railway 9 times on Friday. We'll get to why that's well, actually, I don't know which one you're talking about, but we'll get to why that's possible at Disneyland now.
Well, I know I was talking to a friend who yesterday said that Runaway Railway was walk-on at Disneyland because of the rain. So it's, that's kind of jumping on the topic early, but the rain is, I miss the old days of being at Disneyland in the rain as a annual pass holder before this Magic Key stuff, where you could do everything. Like I can remember walking through Fantasyland and nobody being there at all because it's a locals park still.
Well, let's go over to Walt Disney World, where we have a pair of news that we got up. We kind of knew these things were happening, but now we have actual dates for them. The first is the date of which Genie Plus at Walt Disney World will begin including on-ride PhotoPass photos. Jeremiah?
Yeah, this is a great option. I mean, it's something that when the annual passes, I'm trying to remember which one's which, used to all include the photos, and now adding it into the Genie Plus, it is a good option, especially for the guests who are only there for the day. Genie Plus, I mean, PhotoPass is still an expensive option, but for $25 to $30, even if, well, I guess it wouldn't just be one of you. So you are paying like at least $90 at times for the photos, but it does help. The other great thing is the annual pass holders will be able to jump freely after 2 p.m. from park to park. That's an exciting bit of news that we really hope expands to a lot of different areas. I've seen this many times where at 2 o'clock, all of a sudden I'll be at Disney's Hollywood Studios and there'll be 100 people waiting to get in right there because that's the only time they could, or that was the main park. This will hopefully give more options for the jumping around.
And you're kind of bearing the lead there, Jeremiah, because in addition to being able to go to after 2 p.m. to the parks without a reservation, except for Magic Kingdom on Saturdays and Sundays, you also get a complimentary Cinderella Castle Mural of Memories experience. Now, don't you feel stupid that you did it a year ago?
Especially since I paid for it a year ago. Yep. And the Cinderella Castle Mural it's a really neat thing. After it took me about 10 minutes to figure out how to work it's really cool. It's, augmented reality. You point it at the castle, your photo, you get to place your photo, but I'm pretty sure only you can actually see where your photo ends up.
Pretty sure.
Yeah. Because especially now that it's all going to be free, everybody will do it and place it right in the dead center. And there's my photo that I chose. Does that look familiar, Mike?
Did I take that?
You did.
Okay.
You don't get residuals. It's been put. Yeah. Oh, I don't know if this is a promo thing or these are real photos, but yeah, that's
me. Oh,
that's you. The other ones are probably promo photos, just giving you an idea. Like, I think you're right. I don't think other people can really see your photos.
Yeah. And this was like the first day of it, and I think they had one sign in the hub, and I think on the map they put up something, but it is on the app, but you have to scroll down far enough to pass the point of the food, so it's where everybody stops.
It's a silly idea, but now pass holders will get it for free starting March 20th, and then that feature where they'll be able to come visit almost sporadic or spontaneously will happen April 18th. Now, as we kind of teased, over on the West Coast, big changes to Disney's or the Disneyland Resort's newest attraction already. Runaway Railway doing away with its virtual queue.
You know what the weirder part to me was walking into Toontown without needing the boarding pass. You just wander in under the bridge, under the railroad bridge there, and you can explore the part of Toontown that is open already. But yeah, and then while you're in there, you can just jump in the line and get in the queue for Runaway Railway.
Now, was it when you were there on Friday, it was already gone, right, Mike?
Yes.
And how long was the line? I didn't look at any information. I'm trying to keep Toontown out.
It was posted, I think, at 35 minutes when I was in there.
Okay, and that's with the weather being everything. I know that when I had talked with Imagineers, they pretty much designed that green space and the walkways all to be exterior queue for Runaway Railway, because Disney's Hollywood Studios has shown that there's never enough queue space for that attraction.
Well, I had tweeted out they had taped off a bunch of switchbacks like out in front of Roger Rabbit, like curling all the way around the corner over there. But the only part of the exterior queue that was full was like right in front of the El Capitan when I was there on Friday.
And the shop is still not open?
Still got the red curtains on both sides, yeah.
Well, it's supposed to open, March 8th, 19th now?
Yeah.
So hopefully by then that shop will open. But yeah, I think that's a lot sooner than people expected. But I'm sure Tony Betty is very happy, and that's all that really matters, isn't it?
He wrote enough strongly worded letters, yes.
We have more Disneyland news, so I'm going to stick over there for a second. We knew that Princess Night was coming up. Now we have more details on that event. Have you seen all of these yet, Mike?
I have not looked at this yet, so
let's go through it together. Yeah,
let's take a look.
Here we go. I think the most interesting thing here is looking at the lineup of characters. So what I think is both exciting and also a little disappointing is here you do have some, rarer princesses, and you also have like Princess Leia, which I think is interesting. But I was really hoping that they'd go even further outside the mold, like give us an Anastasia meet and greet, or Princess Buttercup from Princess Bride, or bring over Shuri from across the way, things like that. So I wish that they kind of expanded the scope of princesses, but nevertheless, which one do you think would be the most interesting among these?
Well, I mean, Princess Leia is interesting that she'll be in Tomorrowland and not Galaxy's Edge. It would have been actually kind of cool if they had done like classic A New Hope, Princess Leia in Tomorrowland, and then General Leia, the older version, in
That
Galaxy's
would be
Edge.
very, very cool.
Era appropriate. But that's obviously the one that jumps out to me.
I know Kida appeared at, was it last year's Princess
I think
Night?
that was probably Sweetheart's Night or something, right, Mike?
What was the name of the character? Sorry.
Kida from Atlantis.
Oh, yeah. What was that one? Was that Sweetheart's Night? Maybe.
I think so, because Milo, I remember the Milo was very awkward.
Yeah, it could have. All these Disneyland After Darks kind of blend together after a while, but that might have been it.
And is this the first time Sophia the First has appeared over in Disneyland?
At Disneyland itself, she's been at DCA.
Okay. Oh, that's right. I always forget about that area.
Same thing with Raya. Raya's been over there. I don't think she's been at Disneyland. Princess Ada's, that one's kind of interesting as well.
Yeah, she hasn't been around in many years now.
Speaking of many years, yeah, Princess Minnie Mouse and Princess Daisy Duck, that could also be an interesting costume. I wonder what that will look like. They also have, those photo opportunities, including the Princess Diaries, The Art of the Fan. I don't know. It's just
so will this have an opportunity to dance with the princesses like Sweetheart's Night does?
I don't know. There's all sorts of enchanting entertainment. There is
the
Princess Dance Party.
The one right there.
Okay.
The Strut and Jazz Band.
Oh,
Princess
Vanellope. That'll probably be the hot one because Princess Vanellope is going to be there. I wonder if she'll actually be in her princess costume or just still as Vanellope.
There is a cavalcade featuring Giselle, so that could be pretty cool. We should just have our meeting now where we decide what Mike should prioritize. Just multitasking. We're just gonna figure that all out while we're on.
Giselle is Amy Adams. I'm just putting this together.
Wait, Amy Adams is going to be there?
It's either her or Isla Fisher. We're not 100% sure half the time.
Is that just a really blurry sides of Cinderella? What is up with that picture?
It's beautiful. It's a glamour shot.
Okay. The smaller version did not look glamorous.
So Princess Night will be taking place March 7th and 9th. I assume
I'll be there.
Be there on the 7th.
I'll be there on the 7th.
All right.
Got my ticket.
Okay.
I'll be at Star Wars Night on May 2nd.
Yeah, not the 4th. Are you going the 4th as well?
No, I'm not. The 4th has 2 new Star Wars series coming out on Disney Plus, so that'll be a busy day unto itself.
I'm getting behind on comments and I feel bad about it. So let's catch up. Oh wow, there's so many. Let's see here. Take and that Cindy Mural thing, since it's free, yeah, go for it, Gio. Free things are good.
Yeah.
Broken Jeremiah waited no more than 15 minutes when it was 35 to 65. Wow, interesting. So there you go. If only Cosmic Rewind just ditched the virtual. Yeah, that's what people were saying. Very surprised that Runaway Railway got rid of virtual before Cosmic Rewind, even though that's been open for 9 months or something now.
Yeah.
And then even what's her face from Princess Diaries? Yeah, what's her face? Jeremiah, you've seen Drawn to Life? You love Drawn to Life. Do you know what's coming new to Drawn to Life?
Yes, I was reading that earlier. I'm very excited. Any chance I can see Drawn to Life, I am all about it. I think I'm up to 4 times viewing it now. The new stuff, the Flying Guitarist, at least they kind of call out where it is. The other 2 sound like they're replacing some of the other things. The forest part was more of the dancing sequence from what I recall. But I'm looking forward to the new artist. I'm sorry, the new aerialist. See, I can't even say it correctly. Okay. And the hoop aerialist will be very interesting because that's the suspended wheel has always been the ooh-ah moment of the show where everybody's like, no, that's not real.
That where people get hurt. They go, ooh, ah.
No, you could definitely see the cables when it first opened. The last time I saw it, they'd actually moved down to the smallest possible cable that they could have. And you couldn't even tell at times that people were hooked up to wires. So this is something I'm looking forward to. I'm also looking forward to a Florida ticket. That's a nice adjustment. This was something they talked about a while ago when everything first came back from the pandemic. The numbers, this wasn't a big secret. The numbers weren't doing what they had hoped after the initial run. So now they'll start to see hopefully a bigger turnout.
Yeah, it looks like Florida residents can get 15% off on select seating categories. So if you live in Florida, take advantage of that if you haven't seen the show.
And if you don't live in Florida, go see the show.
So one of the interesting things at the Disneyland Resort is the whole, I don't know if debacle is quite the right word, but about Earl of Sandwich moving into where suddenly La Brea Bakery closed, and it only took them about a month for Earl of Sandwich to come in, and now they're kind of taking advantage of the space that La Brea set up to kind of try a new concept.
This sign is very temporary, by the way. It just looks like,
It looks like it.
something that got printed on one of those big printers.
The entire thing's still temporary.
Yeah.
Well, it's spelled correctly, so this is a step up by Disneyland standards. But yeah, apparently there's a little bit more info. I don't know if this is open quite yet, but it looks like it's getting close. But because La Brea had a bar, they're going to try this new tavern thing, and I think it's so weird because this is a temporary location. This footprint is eventually going to be Porto's, and we assume that Earl of Sandwich is going to be elsewhere. So I'm interested to see if this concept, this tavern, does well for them, whether they incorporate it into their eventual permanent location, and whether it is also something maybe they replicate in other cities like Las Vegas or something.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how this does turn out. I would love to see Earl here expand. I mean, there is some space around the building that they could definitely blow out a few walls and go deeper. The one in Disney Village, I think, would really benefit from a bar, but we'll see how far that goes.
Yeah, that Disneyland, you're right. That Disneyland Paris one would be a great fit for the tavern concept. That's one of the ones I forget. Every time I go there, I forget that it's there. And I'm like, oh, that sounds delicious. Why don't I grab that on the way back to my hotel room?
Because it's usually the only thing that's open by the time I'm leaving the park.
And they have the La Frenchie that has brie cheese on it.
Yeah.
Also at Disneyland, I thought this was interesting. They're going to be updating it. So now you won't be able to charge your room using a room key. You're going to have to download the Disneyland app, open the charge to room feature, and then have the cast member scan a barcode. And yet, at this time, you can't just tap your Magic Band to charge to your room. Is this a step forward or backwards? I need you guys' opinion on this.
It seems backwards to me, but I'm sure this is probably in response to some abuse of the hotel room key system. I don't know.
How difficult would it be to, next time our CEO is there, just screenshot and we all just walk up to the shop and use our barcode in that. I'm glad that you can't hear that.
But yeah, Gio's wondering if this could be a precursor to moving to Magic Band. I would hope so, because otherwise I think it's really silly. But that's the only redeeming factor, is that maybe this is something to where they're going to integrate, just like it is at Walt Disney World, where you can tap your Magic Band. But for now, it's going to be a little awkward.
You can't use your phone. No, you can use your phone at Disneyland, right, to open the rooms. Is that?
I'm gonna level with you. I've never stayed on property at Disneyland, so I don't really know.
I don't remember the last update, but they aren't at the point where Magic Bands can open the hotel rooms, which I felt when I was there last year and we bought the first Magic Bands, and we're all excited and we're like, okay, you don't even tap to go into the park. They still scan it. So you can tap to go into the attractions. That's about it.
I do like not having to get my phone out to go into the park, I have to say. That's the big advantage of the Magic Band to me. But I would like more functionality.
Well, anyway, I part of this seems stupid, but now we're going to talk about something really stupid, because they've had to install warning signs at Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout following a dangerous TikTok trend, just an evergreen Did you not hear about this, Jeremiah?
No.
Okay, Mike, do you know the story?
I did hear about this, and I forgot to go and get him on Friday, but I'll try to go in tomorrow and see if I could find him.
Apparently, there was something on TikTok that was telling people how to like leave extra slack in their seatbelts when you put it on, and so that you get extra airtime. So now they've actually installed signs that tell people not to do that.
Hold on. Guardians of the Galaxy, where we have to put our hands up, we have to reach across to pull the tab. Everybody puts our hands up. I'm guessing it was somebody would sit on part of the slack. Why don't they just put a lap bar in? Oh wait, that's
yeah, exactly. They did that.
Yeah.
I am trying to find there's a video. I think you guys. Oh, here it is. I think you guys would find this funny while we're speaking about, just really emphasizing making dumb dumber somehow. Sorry, I gotta get used to doing the producing thing here. Here we go. Let me show you this clip. You might have seen it, but
is warning visitors about its new Guardians of the Galaxy ride, and this is all because the dangerous. Look, this is the danger of social media. It's beautiful because it can bring us together, and also this is dangerous because of this. Okay, let me just continue reading. This trend that was posted encourages riders to mess with the seat belts. Disney says it's had multiple incidents of unsafe behavior and says anyone caught messing with their seat belt will be asked.
Did you catch the subtle inaccuracy there, Jeremiah?
What? Hold on. That's. I hate people.
Wait,
is Good Day LA on the Disney-owned ABC network?
I don't know. Is it KTLA? Is that what it is? I don't know. But Rebecca did point out that it seems like when he's like kind of vamping and then he's like, okay, I'll just read the story. He knows it's wrong and wants to correct it. Because I feel like if memory serves, there was someone that was like, guys, that's Disney World. That's not Disneyland. Like correct it, had them fix it on air. So I wonder if he was like just thinking the same thing. But yeah, that's pretty funny.
Good Day LA is Fox. It was Fox at least. So
wait, never mind. Let's not start that conversation.
Jeremiah, sorry, Mac just wonders if he'll get Conga.
Hey, I would like to announce after 16 rides on Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, I have Cosmic Rewind. I have finally gotten all of the songs.
I'm very proud of you. Which was your favorite now?
I enjoyed Iran. I don't know if it's just because I've been waiting for 9 months for it, but that one was a fun one. Really, anything but Conga.
I think it took Tori like 27 or 28 times to get all the Mission Breakout songs. So you're not alone.
Okay, Kyle, before you even say anything, I love the Orange Bird. This stuff is not.
Wow, really? I quite enjoy. I like this Spirit jersey. I think that's pretty cute. And people think I hate Orange Bird. No, I'm just saying he's a little overrated, and people act like he's like some sort of secret underground Disney character.
Yeah,
and he's
not anymore.
Most merchandise thing at Walt Disney World. But yeah, so they have this merchandise. I'm sure you will see this when you go on Wednesday. It will be on Shop Disney at. I'm sure it says in this article. Hopefully Wednesday as well. But yeah, if you're an Orange Bird fan, there you go. Keep an eye out for that.
I think
I'm mention that.
Not a fan because the orange is muted. Like it almost has like a burnt color to it. And like
a burnt sienna.
Yeah.
Burnt sienna bird. You don't like that?
No.
All right. Fair enough. Finally, for our last West Coast story before we move on to other parts of the parks department, first look at the new villas, the DVC building that's coming to the Disneyland Hotel. Jungle Book, interesting choice so far. I thought when I saw this, I thought maybe they're going to do a thing where all of the DVC rooms kind of incorporated to one of the other three towers. Like you have Adventure and Frontier and Fantasy. That's not really the case though, unfortunately. Here we have a Sleeping Beauty inspired room. This is I don't quite know. Oh, Fantasia.
Fantasia, yeah. That I'd request that room. But that looks like the 1-bedroom suite.
Just says Fantasia theme room. But yeah, you're probably right. And then this threw me off because that's actually the TV. I thought that was a piece of art at first. This got Tiana in the background here. And I've seen people have issues with this. They said it looks like the Marriott. Now, if I could say the Marriott that has a full like kitchenette, I would like to do that.
I'm guessing the people have never stayed at any of the DVC rooms here at the Riviera, because that is almost the exact layout. And underneath the TV is the fold down bed. It looks very nice.
I think they look nice too. We talked about for our next LP retreat. We want this.
Yes, I'd be all about that, because
the inside of it, kind of this part of it reminds me a little bit of where we had the last one at Contemporary at the Bay Lake Tower. This 2-story part. But yeah,
what is on that partition? Can you see
stuff? That looks like Haunted Mansion, so maybe different attractions.
Yeah,
and art, and that looks like Encanto colors. So yeah, that's coming soon. Reservations March 15th for DVC members, and then they'll be open wider on March 17th. So that's coming up. So now we're going to
take some comments.
Yeah, let's take some comments.
Yeah, join in, please. Give us something to talk about.
Hello Kitty.
Hello,
Hi,
Kitty.
I agree. Jeremiah, you know you can play them all on Alexa and Siri, right?
So just cue them up as they're getting ready to go, and
Alexa, play Iran.
I'm sorry, did you mean Iraq? I don't hate the orange bird. I'm just saying he's not as like such a secret character. And also, like I've said, I'm a little confused that he's promoting orange juice when they have Donald Duck, who also sells orange juice. Seems like a conflict of interest. I don't know how they worked that contract out all these years. Just saying, it's a little weird. Jeremiah, hello.
Hello. Hello, Kitty.
Jerry, hello.
Exactly.
Is that what you're going for there?
Yes. Alexa, stop.
Good. Alexa didn't hear you, he said.
She did. I don't know what she was playing. No, it wasn't.
Well, good. You're trying to demonetize the whole show. We are going to venture, apparently into a galaxy far, far away, because Mando and Grogu are coming to Disneyland Paris, which, as you know, they don't have a Galaxy's Edge. So they're going to the steampunk area, Discoveryland.
That is the worst placement. I mean, is he just going to stand in the queue for the horrible Discovery Mountain? I'm sorry, whatever we're calling it.
Hyperspace Mountain. There is Star Tours there. To be fair, there is a whole Star Wars area of Discoveryland. It's kind of behind the rest of the steampunk part. So it's not as weird as it seems at first blush, but he'll be there for a limited time, or they'll be there for a limited time from March 1st through the 14th. Yeah. It does say before he heads off on another mission. I hope that mission is Walt Disney World.
Seriously, we need something else over here. We have, what, you guys have now 3.5 characters at Galaxy's Edge on your side, where we still are just with the old 4. Well,
oh wait, are you counting we have Boba Fett and Fennec Shan that you don't have,
and Mando
and Grogu.
So it's 3.5.
3.5.
Gotcha. Yes. Will Din Djarin be speaking French? Do we know that?
I would guess so. I don't think we know that. Hopefully Edith will be over there during this short window, so we can find out. Or maybe they'll probably post a TikTok or something. Disneyland Paris is actually one of I prefer their TikTok to the Disneyland one, even if I can't understand half of the videos language-wise. But yeah, I think that's interesting. Hopefully it does come to Hollywood Studios. Do you think that the fact that they have Galactic Star Cruiser is part of the reason that they're a little bit tighter on the story there, Jeremiah, or is that just my invention?
No, that could definitely be part of it. Well,
It's gonna be fun when they're like,
talk
he can
about
come out
February.
every other day.
Yes. No, he is not part of your storyline. So, or they'll just include whatever ship he's crashing this week in one of the flybys.
Siri plays good Cosmic Reactions. I pull out of the driveway exit. It just doesn't play Conga. So, Conga hater there. And put him in Adventures Campus like every other character. I think that works, you know. I think expanding the multiverse over at the Disneyland Paris.
Mando and Grogu do appear in Marvel Comics, so they are. The
there you
comic.
go. Star Cruiser timeline is the issue. I agree. Thank you for vindicating me on that one. Next, the reason that people tuned in because they saw the adorableness on the featured image. Red Panda May is going to be coming to Shanghai Disney. It sounds like she's probably just going to be part of the cavalcade show thing that they're going to have there, not as a meet and greet. But I love this, and I want this. How do you feel about it, guys?
I'm scared.
You're scared for what? In general, or the person who has to wear it, or
mostly for the person who has to wear it? Because one, Shanghai in spring, they're gonna die. Two, if it was a character meet and greet, you know, I think back to Baymax. I'm guessing this will have some type of fluff to it. And then there's that whole other topic that I could get into that I'm going to avoid right now.
Probably a good idea, even though I don't know what you're talking about. I do appreciate say us the way.
I'm in favor of Red Panda May coming to Disney Park.
I want Oswald, since he's showing up in Shanghai, how about he show up in Disney World also?
You think you guys can't have a 100th anniversary? You're still on your 50th.
I know. Also,
them's the rules.
I think we left out the big part of the story of the characters coming. What Pooh and friends in their spring ice cream.
All right,
theme.
fine. I'll show this one. And the breakdancer Goofy, and yeah, let me go ahead and show this along with all the terrible ads I get. I think that these are kind of cool.
I didn't see that one.
These are dope. So like, I like this cartoony, like 3D as 2D sort of costumes. They remind me a little bit of what they've done with Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway at Disneyland, where they have like those ties that they wear and stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm into that one.
Then you have Duffy and his friends in their costumes, and then yeah, here's a Jazzercise Chip and Dale, and
no, it's all about Pooh and his ice cream. In
let me look. Let me scroll down the page. I see princesses. I see Chip and Dale and Clarice. I see heroes. There's Oswald.
It was. Do we not have the photo?
I don't know. Flowers? Sorry, Jeremiah, you're gonna have to send it to me. It's gonna be okay, I promise.
No!
But while you find that, let's talk about Planes, not the movie, the actual, you know,
Planes 2?
Mechanical. No, Fire and Rescue is not part of this. This is from Brazil. Their airline, Azul Linhas, they have their 5th character plane. They're going to have a Goofy plane. Let's go ahead and watch this, actually. See, now Doobie loves that interior, and I don't know if I want to be flying with clip art, but if that's your thing. And I also don't know if how Mike feels about it, because that Donald looked a little too happy for his taste.
All I could think was there is no Dana, only Azul.
Yeah. I wondered if this was like their version of JetBlue, since, you know, Azul. So yeah, their 5th character plane, if you're flying from Brazil to Orlando, presumably, might end up on that plane. Feels like on a goofy theme. Yeah, he's flown on Sky School. He knows how these things work out. Not a great idea. Also, I like the idea of him working on those Chip and Dale outfits. Chip and Dale, not Chip. Okay, we got it. Anyway, moving on back to Paris for just a quick moment, because one of their offerings has returned. Mickey and the Magician is now back after a seasonal break. If you haven't seen this, it's akin to your Magical Map, Wondrous Book, etc., etc. So yeah, have you seen the show, Jeremiah?
I don't think so. I probably did, but between, you know, all of those shows did just meld together. Like, you know, the Hong Kong one and the Shanghai one were probably the most ingrained in my head. But where was the Paris one?
It's at the Animagic Theater.
Then no, because the one time I was there, it was Marvel, and then the second time I don't think they had anything there.
Well, that's Cinemagique. Animagic's on the other side, by the Aladdin.
Yes, then
and Crushes.
No, because I have seen nothing in there. Thank you.
Okay, like, I don't know where it is. So clearly, question for Mike: is Galaxy's Edge Paris officially dead in the water?
That's what I hear.
No one really knows. It seems to be, and even then, it was never really going to be a full Galaxy's Edge. Like Chapek said, frankly, that it wasn't going to be. They still had it on some of the most recent concept art that they put on like a wall, but not like a newly released concept art. So it's very gray at the moment.
Somebody from Laughing Place shot
a
a
has
video.
A fun fact about them being on the Wish. Yes, Mike.
We have a video from April of 2019 of Mickey and the Magician. So it wasn't me who shot that.
It wasn't me.
It was me.
Benji.
Okay. No, it was me.
It was you.
2019. Yeah, that was me. When I froze. Yeah. Hey, look at that. I did see it.
Wait, we have a thing for. Oh, it's not in this brand. Never mind. I can't play the just a minute. So we have one more story to get to, unless there's anything else you guys want to talk about. And as Kidder mentions, the Mosleys are currently on the Disney Wish, and Doobie's top story. This would have been top story if he was here, because Disney Cruise Line announced more details about Castaway Club Pearl tier. So previously, I believe Platinum was 10, and now 25 you'll get Pearl.
Yeah.
And some of the perks, you'll get these pretty Pearl tumblers, might surprise you in your room. You'll get 3 extra days to book. So if you see here, Platinum members can start booking activities and other things 120 days prior to sailing. Pearl members will get 123 days. They'll also get a complimentary unlimited digital photo package, which Doobie mentioned. Like, yeah, if you've sailed 25 times, I don't know if you really need to be taking a bunch of photos on board, but if you want to, that'll be complimentary.
Oh, that's $300 right there, savings.
And there you go. That's totally what, if you do the math, 25 cruises to get a $300 savings. I mean, that's just smart business.
That's 25 cruises over how much time? It doesn't matter. Like, there's no limit. Okay.
As far as I understand, it's just per sailing. And this is kind of where Disney stands out, because a lot of the other ones that have similar programs, it's based on like number of points. So usually like how much you spend, whereas this is just based on sailing. So even if you're taking cheaper cruises, or whether it's a 3-night or a 7-night, it still counts as one cruise towards your thing. I believe this is actually Doobie and Rebecca's first Platinum sailing since.
And that's how many? 10?
10.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess this would be their 11.
I'm a silver member.
You've done one?
I have done exactly one.
There
you go.
Hit gold on my last time, so. And that's just pure luck at this point.
Yes. Well, is there anything else I missed that you guys want to talk about? Any other questions that we have while we're here for 5 more minutes or so? Doesn't count cruises on Small World of Pirate. No, unfortunately, it has to be a Disney Cruise Line. They haven't been taken. And it also doesn't count Chandrilla, Starline. You know, kind of a neighbor, a little different. Doesn't count.
They should just throw in the Galactic Star Cruiser. I mean, it costs enough that it wouldn't hurt, I don't think.
I'm seeing Terry Crews. Does that count for anything?
It counts for a lot of like people rushing through that door as soon as it opens.
Well, yeah, Max binged Brooklyn Nine-Nine, so he thinks that he gets special privileges next time he goes on a Disney cruise. It makes sense. Anything else anyone wants to mention on this very special edition of Parks Talk Live?
I feel like
Mike?
it's the calm before the storm that will be March. That's all I have to say.
Fair enough.
We kick off on Wednesday right away. Oh, we didn't talk about the food for.
Yeah, I didn't want to talk about the foodie guy. We talked about them this morning. But which ones are you looking most forward to?
I'm so sad that there's no guac-sicle this year at Food and Wine. I'm talking DCA. Disney, the Flower and Garden, their food is always good. But, you know, last year they had the frozen avocado. This year they had the frozen corn pop, which will be interesting to try.
Corn pop.
Yeah.
Joe Biden knows that guy.
Yes, I understood that reference.
Yesterday was the last day of the peanut celebration over at Knott's.
Fair enough.
But
so programming tomorrow, Mike will be at Magic Happens. Hopefully it will actually happen. Tomorrow at 4 o'clock Pacific, we'll have Barely Necessities hosted by my wife, Rebecca, just Becca, and special guests, or at least guest. Jeremiah will be with us live from Flower and Garden on Wednesday. We're going to do that at 1 o'clock Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. Bossk Live is happening at 1 p.m. on Thursday Pacific time. And then, Mike, you'll be at Food and Wine on Friday. So many festivals, so much food.
This is a lot of Mike and I this week.
It's a lot of me doing things I don't normally do. So thank you, everyone, for joining us. I don't think it was a complete train wreck, and that's thumbs up.
No.
I think it went very smoothly.
Yeah.
Well, Doobie and Rebecca will be back next week. And in the meantime, stay tuned to Laughing Place TV. That's laughingplace.com/TV. Or you can follow us on our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell. Bye. Now wait another second as I find the button.